It's about to get real, y'all. Roy Jones Jr. just puts Paul Pierce on notice. You talking about having your homies pull up on me? I got homies too. Let me know what you want to do and we can get it done. Before we get into this next video, make sure that y'all hit my like button, smash on my like button, and sub to the channel if you're not already a subscriber to the channel. Let's get it. What's up with it? Once again, y'all hit my like button if you ain't did it yet. And sub to the channel and hit that bell icon so you get all of the notifications when I drop these videos. Now, recently, we know that Paul Pierce was on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson when Jamal Charlo was on the show. Matter of fact, Paul Pierce was Mike Tyson's co-host on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. Now, we know that Jamal Charlo said a lot of things that people been talking about in the boxing community. But Jamal Charlo wasn't the only one that said something. Paul Pierce, he got real slick at the mouth and he kind of threatened Roy Jones Jr. I don't even know how Roy Jones' name got in the situation, but Paul Pierce, he felt the need to bring up Roy Jones. And Paul Pierce says, "Hey, Mike, I heard that Roy Jones still ain't paid you your money from when you fought him on the Triller card." And you know, Mike kind of ignored him and kind of brushed it off. And then Paul Pierce was like, "Mike, you know what I'm saying? You want me to handle that? I got homies and we can handle that." And Mike Tyson was like, "Nah, I'm not even worried about that. You know, I ain't really trying to get into that conversation right now. That ain't even what's on my mind, right? Because you sitting here and y'all are interviewing Jamal Charlo. First of all, why are you bringing Roy Jones' name up in it?" And so it seemed like that Paul Pierce, he got something, you know, personal he want to get off his chest against Roy. So Paul Pierce brings it back up like, nah, F that, you know, we can handle the situation, you know, me and my homies. And Mike Tyson, he brushed it off again like, nah, you know what I'm saying? We ain't even getting into that situation. I'm not even trying to talk about that right now. And salute to my man Scotty White, World Combat Sports. Y'all make sure that y'all go check out the whole interview and Roy Jones's response on World Combat Sports, because y'all know that Roy Jones don't hold his tongue for nobody. And Roy Jones immediately claps back at Paul Pierce. And I'm gonna let y'all hear what Roy Jones had to say about the situation for y'allself. I'm gonna play this audio footage for y'all and then I'll be right back.
Because we already know your history. You know what I'm saying?
First thing, I got homies too. Number one. Second thing, I didn't promote Mike Tyson. So how could I not pay Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson was supposed to pay me. I wanted to get paid. I didn't pay them. They paid me. So how can I not pay Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson's group and them people who put the fight on, not me. You understand me?
Yeah.
But when it comes out to it, like I said, when it comes out to it, I got homies too. But most of the time, I don't even depend on my homies. You want the heat, you send them home. I'm always at home waiting. What I do, yeah. Paul Pierce, way somewhere else from that call. I don't know what he talking about. I wasn't the promoter. I was just a participant. How can I not pay Mike Tyson? When I got the money in my hand and say, "Oh, Roy got to pay it," but I didn't do. They called me and say, "Hey, Mike, want to fight?" Paul Pierce. So,
why do you think he would come at you and say something as dumb and foolish as that? You know, live on air, first of all, and then, you know, the fact that Fat Joe has been on record as telling the story on when you pulled up on him back in the day, and just your overall mannerisms and star power as a fighter in general. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think he would be so reckless to say, "Okay, you want me to call the homies up," and then Mike said, "No, I don't want nobody getting hurt over money, or, you know, me over money and stuff like that," and then he said, "No, fuck that." Why do you think Paul Pierce is trying to come at you like that?
I have no clue. I really don't care, because who would Paul Pierce ever be in a boxing ring? So it's like, I don't really, you know what I mean? It's just whatever his problem is, let it be. Usually, as normal, we always say we are our own worst enemies. You understand me? First thing you gotta look at, if somebody screwed over Mike Tyson, you think Mike need Paul Pierce help? Do you know Mike's reputation? Do you know Mike's history? You think Mike need Paul Pierce to get something straight for him? Mike Tyson, honestly, are you kidding me? Mike Tyson need Paul Pierce to get his back. You know Paul Pierce gotta be drinking or something when he say something like that. Mike Tyson.
He was on that toll, Roy.
This the baddest man ever been. Come on, bro. Are you kidding me? This one of the baddest dudes of all dudes of all time. You think he needs you to come get his back? You understand me? But now when you start talking about sending somebody at me, I got people to catch that too. So it's whatever you want to do, you know?
Yeah, y'all heard him. The legendary Roy Jones Jr. Y'all must have forgot. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? I'm here waiting. Whatever you want to do, we could do it. You got homies and I got some too, but I don't need no homies for you. Now, let me tell y'all, man, Paul Pierce, just like Roy Jones said, man, the man must have been drinking or he must have been smoking too much of that toad, because I don't know what the hell Paul Pierce thought he was talking about. I mean, common sense would let you know, how does Roy Jones owe Mike Tyson money? When, just like Roy Jones said, Mike Tyson and his people is the one that called me, right? And asked me to fight him on the card. I wasn't a promoter of the card. I'm the one that still ain't got paid. Mike Tyson and his people were supposed to pay me, and they still ain't paid me my full purse. So Paul Pierce, like, man, the dude just sound hella ignorant, and I knew it as soon as I heard him say that. And when I'm listening to the interview, and I'm like, man, what the hell is Paul Pierce talking about? How does Paul Pierce figure that Roy Jones owed Mike Tyson money from an event that Mike Tyson and his people put on with Triller? Had nothing to do with Roy Jones. You know what I'm talking about? He was just the opponent. Mike Tyson was the A side and everything. So, I mean, just common sense would let you know that it's the promoters. It ain't got nothing to do with Roy Jones. So that's what let me know that Paul Pierce have some type of personal issue against Roy Jones, but he just scared to come out and say it. So he trying to basically run you around the block and make you think it's something else. And just like Roy Jones said, man, Paul Pierce don't want that smoke. You better watch your mouth, because trust me, you don't want no smoke with Roy Jones. You know what I'm talking about? You think it's all cool and fun and games because you're sitting up there high as a motherfucking giraffe ass over there with Mike Tyson. But hey, once that high go down and you see Roy Jones, you know what I'm saying, shit will get real, because like my man Scotty said, he must not know your reputation. He must not know that you'll really pull up on his ass and check him, just like you did Fat Joe, and just like you did a whole bunch of other people in the past for throwing dirt on your name, for speaking on something that they don't know nothing about. And Paul Pierce, you know, a lot of people don't like Paul Pierce because they look at Paul Pierce as a hater anyway. But you know, I just feel that Paul Pierce is eventually gonna have to answer to Roy Jones, and he gonna have to answer to everything that he said and all of that tough talk that he was talking on that couch with Mike Tyson. He's gonna have to answer to it, because he will eventually see Roy Jones. Now, Paul Pierce is a huge boxing fan, and Paul Pierce be at a lot of the big fights. He gonna be at the big fights. And guess who else is gonna be at some of the big fights? Yeah, Roy Jones. So I can't wait to see what happens when Paul Pierce actually had to face Roy Jones, and Roy get up in his shit and ask him about, what is you really talking about? And you sound like you trying to threaten me. And I don't take threats lightly, because like Roy Jones said, you talking about you got homies. I don't need no homies for you, but I got homies too. So let me know where you trying to take this at, and we can take it and do it however you want to do it, Paul Pierce. Yeah, it's up like that. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. Let me know what y'all think about what Paul Pierce had to say. Did Paul Pierce have some type of personal vendetta against Roy Jones, but he just didn't want to come out and really say it, so he trying to use Mike Tyson as an excuse to get at Roy Jones? And let me know what y'all think about Roy Jones's response. And like I said, go check out the whole video on World Combat Sports. It was a great interview that my man Scotty White had. And y'all don't forget to hit my like button, sub to my channel, and y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.